What we're going to do today is we are going to talk about logarithms. Okay, a logarithm is another way we can write exponential equations, and we're going to talk about in a later notes on where the logarithm comes from. But for today, what we're going to do is how we're going to take exponentials and convert it to logarithms, and then the other direction too. Right? So it says to convert from exponential equations to log equations, or log equations to exponential, there's a couple ways we can do this. Okay, if this is your exponential equation, here's my base, exponent is equal to some number y. We can change it to what's known as a logarithm or a log. Okay, log and logarithm mean the same thing. Logarithm of that same base, and notice the letters match up, b and b, okay, of y. So log base b of y is equal to x, which comes from the exponential, the exponent. Okay, and so what is sometimes used is what's called FLM, which is first, last, middle, which is first, last, middle. Okay, if this is the first one, this is the middle one, this is the last one, it's first, last, middle on how you write it. Okay, so and we have to have this to be able to do some things that kind of explain what a logarithm comes from later on. So if we call here's this one, this is my base, here's my x, and here's my y. So x cubed is equal to 216, which is true, would be the same as log base 6 of 216 is equal to 3, which is also a true statement. Okay, now the things are b cannot equal 1, and it also has to be greater than 0. Okay, and then in this case here, this number here has to be greater than 0 also. Okay, this number, the exponent, can be any number we want. Alright, so if we look here, here's the base 3, so it's going to be log base 3 of 81 is equal to 4. Okay, here 5 to the negative 2 power we know is 1 over 25 because it flips it, correct? So if I change this, this would be log base 5 of 125, or 1 over 25 is equal to negative 2, which is true. Again, this number can be any number we want. This has to be a positive number, and this cannot be 1, and it has to also be positive. And then we have this one. What's my base? 14. So it's going to be log base 14 of 1 is equal to 0. Okay? In fact, anytime you have that works for any base we want it to work for. Okay? Alright, so the thing is, if it can go from exponential to log, it can also go the other direction. Okay? So when we look at it, I look for the b. This is always going to be b, and this is going to be my exponent. So it's going to be 2 to the 7th is 128. Again, true statement. See, all these are true statements. Okay, this one, base 9. So it's going to be 9 to the 1/2 is equal to 3. You might say, oh, well, is that actually a true statement? What do you remember about exponents of 1/2? The exponents of 1/2 is the square root. And so square root of 9 is 3, so yes, it is a true statement. 7, base, there's my base. So 3 to the negative 3 is 1 over 27. Again, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. That negative exponent brings it down to the bottom. And this last one, in here we have x is my base, so x cubed is equal to 125, and later on we're going to be able to solve that. We should know that the answer has to be 5. Okay? Now, there are two special logarithms. Okay? And there's nothing here for me to write because I have it all in here, but I want to explain it to you. We have the two special logarithms are common logs, and a common log is in base 10, which is like your numbering system and that kind of stuff. Your dollars and cents. That's all base 10 stuff. Common logs. Okay? Now, I know that 10 squared is 100. So to put that in log form, base 10 would be log of 100 is equal to 2. Okay? Now you might say, well, where's the 10? Okay? When you have a log with no base number, we know it is base 10. Okay? So it's basically an invisible 10. Okay? And then we also have what's known as a natural log. A natural log is what's in base e. And e is a special number. Okay? In your calculator, if you were to put e in your calculator, you get something like this that'll keep kind of going on. The thing is, the e is one of those numbers that never repeats or never ends. And so that's all. It's just like pi. So it's another letter that, pi is a letter. It's another letter that represents a number. Okay? So just FYI, e is now a number in math. I, we already know, is a number. So I and e are numbers in math. They're vowels in English. So just FYI. Now, how do they write a natural log? Well, natural log can be written with just ln, for natural log, of x, which should be basically the log of base e. So, natural log of x is equal to 3 in exponential form would be, it's basically base e, whoops, typo, this is a 3, okay, base e to the third is equal to x. Okay, sorry about that typo. Alright, so that is its exponential form. Okay, we're going to be using this skill as we go through these units. So this is a skill you have to know how to do.